What does it mean to be stunted in the moral dimension? It's as if modernity imposes pressures on each and every one of us at different stages in life to stop moral growth. Generally, growth in mainstream terms is associated with personal, almost material growth. It can be thought as a sort of genius of the atomism of the modern age that it leads the moral dimension to become obscure. We can, of course, talk about morality in terms of religion, but in terms of morality that is not synced in with traditional dogma, there is very little along those lines, except, of course, discussion on the political left and socialist discourse. There you do have a moral dimension to things, and discussions are centered on what is morally right or wrong. Using that yardstick, what is it about modernity or the mainstream understanding of things that we are continually asked or coerced into surrendering our sense of right and wrong, so that we may actually pursue what is considered quote unquote growth? Surrendering your moral compass in order to get ahead. That sounds awfully like the Faustian bargain in Goethe's Faust. Perhaps Goethe only glimpsed part of the truth, caught up as he was in a sentimental morality. It's very different from the morality I'm talking about. This sentimental morality is a textbook, almost cliched morality. It operates through scriptural pronouncements. We need to move away from that and think of more vital forms. The interesting question then becomes, what kind of morality? Sense of right and wrong. Can we recover or rescue from dogma and quote unquote judgment? Sort of morality that a significant number of us have moved away from for good reason. That rigid judgmentality that dominates so much of our lives. It is unhealthy and should be moved away from, but that leaves us with an amoral life to lead in this age where morality is needed the most. So, trying to recover some sort of a viable moral stance away from a rigid, sentimental, judgmental morality. One of the promising ideas is reflected in the Zapatista's one no, many yeses idea. What does that mean? And how does that help in creating or attempting to create something that we can aspire to? A form of morality which, as we have spoken, is in a continual state of attack by modernity. Surrender that and replace it with a loud, sentimental version, which really serves no other purpose than creating rifts within humans, as opposed to celebrating diversity. So what we are moving towards is a celebration of pluralism, of many different ways of being, which are to be assimilated rather than tolerated, let alone disparaged. And there is this sense that comes again from many traditions of the left, that there are so many realities that we don't have to use one particular way, and that generally boils down to the Eurocentric way of reducing everything to it. And automatically, once you have a non-hegemonic, non-reductive way of looking at the world around you, that in itself is a moral stance, saying yes to the many. But for that, it is necessary that you say that one no first. It's very similar to the Islamic tradition of saying Auzu Billah before saying Bismillah. That you have to shun shaitan or Satan before you can speak of God.